The Caribbean drug war, a controversial strategy unveiled. In a bold move, President Trump has announced that 2 survivors of a U.S. strike on a suspected drug-carrying submarine will be repatriated to their home countries, Ecuador and Colombia. But here's where it gets controversial. This decision avoids a potential legal quagmire for the administration, raising questions about the limits of executive power. On October 18, 2025, President Trump revealed that the U.S. military had targeted a vessel in the Caribbean Sea, claiming it was a submarine loaded with fentanyl and other narcotics. This was the 6th such strike since the Trump administration intensified its operations in the region, a strategy it justifies as necessary to curb the influx of illicit drugs into the U.S. The 2 surviving terrorists are being returned to their countries of origin. Trump's statement read, a stark declaration that highlights the administration's stance on the matter. But the legal implications are complex. Under U.S. law, unarmed combatants held in military custody have the right to challenge their detention in court. Trump, however, has asserted his authority to use lethal military force against drug cartels, likening them to terrorist organizations that pose an imminent threat to the nation. In a legal defense presented to Congress, Trump argued that the U.S. is engaged in an armed conflict with these cartels, classifying drug smugglers as unarmed combatants. This interpretation has drawn skepticism from legal experts, who question its viability in a court of law. The absence of a clear challenger to Trump's rationale is notable. Few lawmakers have spoken out against it, and Trump has continued to expand military operations in the region. The existence of survivors from the latest strike could have brought the matter before a judge, had they contested their unlawful combatant status. By sending the survivors back to their home countries, Trump effectively sidesteps the court system. This strategy has ratcheted up tensions in the Caribbean, particularly with Venezuela, whose government the U.S. does not recognize as legitimate. Trump's recent threats to attack inside Venezuela, confirmation of covert operations, and deployment of B-52 bombers off the Venezuelan coast have further escalated this situation. And this is the part most people miss. The potential for a legal battle that could challenge the very foundations of Trump's war on drug cartels. With the survivors out of the picture, the administration avoids a potentially damaging court case. But is this strategy legally sound? And what does it mean for the future of U.S. counter-narcotics operations? What are your thoughts on this controversial move? Do you think Trump's actions are justified, or do they set a dangerous precedent? Weigh in and let us know your opinion in the comments.